All right, people. Our president is got to be every day, man. He just seems to amaze me. There's something wrong with him. Something definitely wrong with that motherfucker. He's something wrong with that him. He just crazy. This other guy decided, because, and I gotta blame Congress for this shit because that's their damn fault anyway. They allow this some guy to do whatever the hell he wants to do. So yesterday he said, "Shit." Call all the news people up and said, "I'm going to have I got a healthcare plan I'm getting ready to put out."
They've been working on it for 3 days.
Yeah, he said, "I got a healthcare plan I'm putting out." The people in Congress, I guess they said, "Well, shit, you ain't supposed to be putting no damn healthcare plan out unless we know about it." So it must have been a big deal and stuff for him because he canceled it. They had all the news people on there. CNN was sitting down there waiting on the news conference to come on so they can find out what his new health care plan was. And then all of a sudden the White House said, "We canceled it. He ain't got no health care plan." He just left them congressmen out there high and dry. They have no idea what the hell he getting ready to say or nothing. That's what you get when you allow somebody to take over your job. You got to take the good with the bad, folks. You got bad stuff coming out of the White House. You got, according to them, good stuff. So you can't. Some of that stuff you just can't defend. But I don't know.
I'm not going to call these Republicans cowards. I'm going to call them opportunists. That's what they are, opportunists. They're not as bad as 47, but they're just as bad. Because, they see how the rest of them retired big time. We ain't just talking about getting your pension and your free health care for life. We're talking about leaving with nothing less than 20, 30 million. That's their goal. Easy money. Easy money. Without even working hard. All you got to push is a few buttons, beg for money. They've already said that, hey, campaign money is yours. So,
It
build
ain't
that
enough for
campaign
him,
money.
though. There's not enough for him. It's not enough.
Well, then,
And then,
they get all kind of little after work jobs, speeches, books. It's a crime, man. I'm telling you. These people, I don't know how true it was because I don't believe. I'm watching a little bit of the PBS stuff about the revolution. The revolution, 1976 or whatever it is, and you can't tell me that those founding fathers didn't have a whole lot of black people around them. And I'm gonna say that again. This is not the first time I said that. So, but in this particular series, black people ain't even mentioned. They're showing the massacre of the Indians and the fighting the Native Americans. The Cherokee was a big deal. Cherokees was a pretty prominent Native Americans, throughout the United States. And they pretty much, a lot of these people had different tribes and they took their land. Midwest and the West Coast, these frontier people, you know, and there's a difference fighting with guns and bow and arrows. So, but I'm just thinking, I'm saying, man, Kim Burns is not really telling the whole truth in this Revolutionary War. I mean, he put a few blacks here and there, but I'm gonna tell you, we were all over this country, whether slaved or unslaved, enslaved. There were a lot of unslaved people that were free, that were black, because they, through the years, they bought their freedom, became prosperous. A lot of them during slavery time, they had to carry their papers around, and a lot of them were in their own business. I mean, how you gonna sit up here and doing Reconstruction? All of a sudden, these people become senators and Congress people. You have to know how to read legislation, don't you? Huh?
Well, if you're looking at them now, I guess not. Shoot, you don't have to read at all. Just
You have to read, know
be
how to
there.
write.
Just have your body there. You it
Well,
seems like it because most of those guys and stuff they are sending bills and amendments and all kinds of stuff around and have no idea what the hell's in them. Well, I didn't read that.
but I'm just saying, and one of the biggest population of the black community was in Mississippi. They had a lot of Congress people, and I think you had your senator. One of the senators was from Mississippi because it was a high population of black people. However, it was the North that didn't stand by, or the federal government didn't stand by these black folk. So then you had the Jim Crow laws, and that's when it all went down for black people. And Ed, you said, well, we need to look at the future. We need to look at the.
There you go. You know, there you
You said
go.
we need to look at the future and
Yeah, we do.
what's
Well,
what's the
long as you understand the past and what's going on, the future and stuff is probably the main thing that I be looking at anyway. I
well when
yeah,
you look at
'cause
the future, individually, if you got the gravitas, the ump, the desire, the faith, you can you can do pretty good for yourself. If that's your strong desire, because desire is a strong thing, bro. You know, desire is a strong thing, and no matter people can tell you no, 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 whatever you selling or whatever you doing, and you just keep going and keep going and keep going until it happens. And it may not never happen, but 9 times out of 10, if you keep going, something gonna break. And the future right now, as far as this country, I can't talk for all black people. I can't talk for all the people in this country. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we have set up certain guards in this country that makes us doing pretty good to a certain degree. However, there are people right now that are deliberately trying to destroy our United States. Now, and these are foreign people. Some of them are here, some of them are overseas, whatever, to bring division. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I can't speak.
why do you think that they are trying to destroy a country that they chose to come to?
There are people that don't even live in this country that's that's bringing chaos. I don't know. See, you're not a media person. What I mean by that is social media. Um, Recently has been found out because the owner of X recently changed his qualifications, or people that are on his X, they have to say what country you from, what's your name, all of that. So they found out that these people been putting up false names, like they might represent Barron Trump, and they put his picture up there, and that's his page. So people say, "Oh, I want to see what Barron Trump is talking about," and then and then they got 100,000, 200,000 people reading their stuff, or they might be America First, and they over in Brazil, or they over in Pakistan, or they're in Russia, but they're on X, and all they're doing is bringing negative stuff about America. And mostly when I say America, Democrats and black folks, Latino folks, all that. So, and
But how is that them? I don't understand how that has to do with them trying to destroy the country.
hey, I just told you, you got 100,000 people just on that particular page that's engaged in that page. You got another
Okay,
person that's on another page that represents something else, and they got 500,000 people, and it's on and on. It's
okay, okay.
hundreds of them all over the world bringing bullshit on X, and then they get some people in
But
America
I don't
engaged
under
in it.
I don't understand how that's supposed to be able to destroy us. I
Well,
really don't.
well, Ed, you don't understand social media. That's why we.
I
That's why we ain't.
understand. I
Hey,
understand that.
people,
I understand
people.
that
That's why
for
we only have 25 subscribers, because Ed don't understand social media. I don't even understand all of it myself. But what I'm saying is that these people, when you got 1 million followers on your Facebook, or on your TikTok account, or on your X account, and then therefore you are generating power because you have all these followers that go to your page to see what you're talking about.
but that's not. I don't see how that's destroying the country. Even though if they got 25 or 10 or 5 or a million
Okay,
people
time out,
following or
time out,
250
time
million
out,
people following.
time out. Think of yourself. When you're saying something, are you talking to yourself, or are you talking to other people?
I'm saying
I just
when I
asked a
open
question.
when I open, I'm answering. I'm saying that when I open my mouth, that people have the right or the choice and stuff to listen to what I have to say. That's up to them. I'm just giving them my truth that I understand. And if I don't have but 10 people and stuff who are looking at that truth and everything, then that's fine with me because hopefully and stuff, those 10 or 15 people will be able to understand what's going on and stuff out there in this world. And I can give them some insight so they can be able to navigate this bull crap that's going
Well,
on
let
out
me
there right now.
time out, Ed, time out. You ain't gotta
But you
break
asked
it
me a
down that
question,
deep.
I'm answering it.
You ain't gotta break it down that deep. We understand that. But what I'm saying is, what you saying is truth. What you saying, you have receipts. What they saying is made up shit.
But it
You ever heard of misinformation?
we say it all the time,
All right then.
and it's been going on for a long, long, long time.
Well, that's the
Not
issue,
just right
Ed.
now. It's been going on
Ed,
for a long time.
Ed, that's the issue because these people, I told you we are in a stupidity season. These people, a lot of these people do not look at news and do their own research because that's what you have to do. You have to be a critical thinker. They tell a false story out there and say, "Oh wow, they putting lies out there right now."
Well, if that's the case, our network news people are putting out false news. Fox is putting out
Absolutely.
false news. So
Well, not the all the
but
news. They're not putting
that's
half
part of
truths.
what they want to do. That's part of the information that they want to give out there to people. And if folks want to sit there and believe what Fox News has to say, then it's going to be very hard for me to stop them from listening to them because they're going to believe them no matter what. If I got all the information that they need, if they want to listen to them, they're going to listen to them. And it's I'm having, I'm getting back to this question. People are going to say bad things about us and our country, and they've been saying bad things about us and our country for a long, long, long time. But if we can't tell these other folks and stuff, or make them believe that, uh, all we have to do is show them. That's my thing. We have to show them that whatever they're saying and stuff is not true. So we're going to show them.
But Ed,
I'm not going to listen to these folks out there, even though they're
Ed.
out there with their millions of people and they saying all kind of bad stuff. I don't care about them. They don't bother me.
Well, okay, that's fine. You know, if that's what you feel about it, but that's not how I feel about it. But
Yeah,
let me just say this: you know the history of this country. You know all the chaos and destruction that this country has did all over the world, and the takeovers and all of that stuff. These people want revenge. They can't come
and
over here and blow up nothing or whatever or whatever, because that ain't gonna work. They can't do that. At least, they probably trying to do it or want to do it. But what I'm saying is, this is a way that they can destroy and divide the country. Now, the thing is, you know, I went to the store this morning. I'm gonna just say this, and I live, it's probably 85, 90% around white folks where I'm going, and when I'm walking past people, they always speak. Hello, how you doing? Good morning. Hello. And I'm speaking right back to them. There are people out there that are nice people. There are people out there that are good people. The point is that there are people out there that can be easily persuaded to think of, here's the thing. What do the media always talk about, some of these media people? the right, the left, the progressive, the liberals, the white wing, the conservative, all of that kind of stuff. That's all about dividing us. That's all it is, about dividing us. And these people, so they get programmed thinking that the conservatives care about them, or the right wing care about them, or the progressive or the liberals care about them. But everybody got their own causes, eh? Some people care about just the climate. Some people just care about abortion. Some people only just care about whatever. And they might be one issue people, well, I'm a Catholic, I don't believe in abortion, so therefore I'm gonna vote again. He believes in abortion, so therefore I'm not gonna vote for him. I don't believe in climate change because that's a hoax. So therefore I'm not gonna vote for him. I don't want no electric cars. I want me a motor car. I want oil. So therefore, I'm not gonna vote for him. He always talking about you know climate change and getting rid of oil and all that. These people are one issue voters.
But we can't let those folks determine how we proceed, how we go forward. I'm you brought up the owner of X. What 11 months ago, he was the talk of this country. Everybody was talking about him. He's sitting up there in the White House. He's running around. Trump glorifying him, and he's in front of the page. He's going into every agency that we have here, all into Social Security, all into the military stuff, everything he's going into it. So we're going to take this stuff and we're going to streamline this crap and we're going to straighten this country out. In 5 months, Trump done thrown him out the White House. He ain't he ain't worth nothing. And so
He
he
worth four
goes
hundred
off
billion.
he goes off in the sunset. But my point and stuff is it didn't matter to him because he back now again. Like 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 bad foot funkers. He back again. He's back down there doing stuff in Texas. He's down there in Mexico doing plants. And he's sitting there. Uh, the board then gave him a contract which gonna make him the first $1 trillion man if somebody else does not beat him. So he the point. My point was that he all these people were beating him up, and he didn't
Burning
care
up his
what they
cars.
said. He didn't care what they said. He just kept on going. I don't care about them daggone people. And now he's back in the spotlight again and stuff and everything, making his money, making his trillion, trying to shoot for that $1 trillion thing and trying to get Tesla improved. Because he didn't care about what those folks were saying. All he was concerned was that he was going to do what the heck he needed to get done to make more money. That was it.
But did
He
you
didn't
read
care
any
that
of
he ruined this
Ed?
country.
Ed, did you hear or read the stuff that he wrote? That's the question. See, so you could say all of that, but you didn't read the bullshit that he be writing on Twitter.
But it does not matter what he says. That's what I'm saying. Anybody else, I was just using him as an example. If I'm sitting out there now and all these people out there, they are talking about me, they don't want to come over there and watch my channel or listen to what the heck I got to say, I don't care. All I'm going to do is go out there and do what I think is right. That's it. I'm gonna have a one-track mind and stuff on this. I'm gonna go out there and do what's right. And as long
I
as I'm
don't
doing
disagree with that, Ed. I'm
okay,
not
but that's all
disagreeing
I'm
with that.
saying. And that's why when you bring all these other folks up and tell them, well, there's 100 or something, there's millions of people out there, they're talking against the United States. They're trying to do anything well. I don't care what they're talking about the
Well,
United States. And
okay, I
we
mean,
and we
you
in this
might not
country
care.
shouldn't care.
You might not care. Okay, but I do.
Okay, well, that's fine, but I don't. But you can go ahead.
Now the reason why I care is because, like I said, I'm looking at the children and the
Well,
kind
I,
of country
I,
that
I,
we're gonna live in.
and I will be telling my children and stuff and everything. You can't listen to those distractors, baby. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be naysayers everywhere you go. They're gonna
Well,
people.
we know that, but I'm talking about when you're talking about 30, 45% of
So
people thinking divide and civil war and race war and all of that,
there's
it gets to be a
they're
bit
they're
much.
they're not a majority. You said 35%. That's not a majority.
It don't
So
matter.
what
You ain't got
about
to
the
be a
other?
majority,
What
bro.
about the other 65%? Those are
You
the
ain't
ones
got to
I'm
be a
worried about.
majority. The South wasn't a majority neither, was it?
But they lost.
Yeah, after a million people was killed.
And so they lost.
Oh, so okay, so
They lost. They lost, but they still out there fighting. They still out there with them same old crazy ideas, and they fighting every day. And they're sitting there training their children and stuff
but here's the
to
thing
hate
though,
people
Ed,
of
that
color.
they are so persuasive that 90 million people didn't vote.
So that didn't that's their problem. They got what they got. And Ted, I'm looking at those folks. And yeah, they the ones who are sitting out there now, getting ready to get their food stamp taken away. They're the ones out there now who probably gonna lose their health care
And
coverage.
we ain't talking
They're the
about
one.
just black folks, folks.
They're the ones out
We're
there
talking
now
white
whose
folks
parents
too.
might get thrown out of the nursing home. They're the ones that are sitting out there now, and all that stuff going on to them. They pay for that, and I'm gonna keep on going. That's their cross that they got to bear. They got to sit out there and carry that cross. I don't have to carry it because I voted. And I'm just like the rest of them folks and stuff in the Democratic Party who tried to tell them, who screamed to the top of our lungs and stuff, this man is crazy. He got a plan to destroy you. And all the things that we said to it did not make any difference. They went
Sure
out
didn't.
there and did what they wanted to do anyway.
Sure
Now,
didn't.
I'm gonna eat this Thanksgiving, but most of them who 90 million people who didn't vote, they probably ain't gonna be eating this Thanksgiving. They ain't gonna have no food on their table, and I feel sorry for them. But they created their own problem. Somebody else, they got to carry some of that load.
I was just thinking. I was talking to my wife about this when I read the article that these white supremacists came up to Jasmine Crockett's office.
Yep, I heard about that. Go ahead.
Not one news channel nationally talked about it.
Nope, they didn't, and they ain't.
Not one.
Not one.
Now they might have talked a little bit about it somewhere in Texas, maybe, but as far as the national here in our local news, nothing. But let some shit like that happen to somebody else. And I was just watching the news, and all the channels, and they talked about two little white girls. The Slim Reaper girl stabbed the person 19 times, and she tried to escape, and they finally caught her. today or yesterday, and the girl, the poor little girl that got killed on on this cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a loop. Now I'm thinking, I'm saying, this is some bullshit. You know, all the shit that's going on in this country, and they're not talking about real shit. People are hungry. People are not getting their their health care is going to triple. All of that. So I'm telling you, man, we are getting we. You know, if it wasn't for shows like this, you know, like whether or not people they tune in for a few minutes and then click us off, whatever. But the point is that there are people out there that are reaching hundreds of people and some of them thousands of people. And people are putting that news out and they're telling little stories like that. You know, right now we done talked about five different stories already, and in our own way. You know, this is not a news show, but we do talk about news, and we done talked about five or six stories already that's out there that's going on, and it's up to you as a listener to check those stories out. It's up to you to be aware of what's going on around you, not only just in your neighborhood and in your state, but what's going on in the country and what's going on in the world. You know, we talk about international stuff too as well. What's going on right now internationally? There's all kind of crazy stuff going on internationally right now. We had a G20,
Absolutely.
G20, and our country didn't even show up.
And then show up. But
Didn't even
he
show up.
but he wanted to send somebody down there for the finale because he wanted the torch to be passed over to the United States because the United States is the country now who is going to host the G20 next year in Mar-a-Lago. So he he can make some money.
Wait a minute. Are you serious?
I kid you.
He gonna have a G20 in Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah. They just said it when they were talking about the G20 in South Africa. Usually, they pass the baton, the gavel, to the next country who hosts the G20. But since Trump wasn't there, they had to just do a kind of a halfway ceremony and stuff. And then the host country got up and he hugged Brazil because Brazil was the one that gave him the gavel. But if United States found out that there was the end of it, and Trump said, "Oh, I want to go down and get that gavel." So he asked to send somebody down there, and the people in G20 said, "No, you can't. You need to send somebody else down here. So you didn't come down here for the whole show. Don't come." So they said when they was on there that even though it's going on, it's going to be in United States, and that it's going to be in Mar-a-Lago.
And here's the deal, and this is what the problem is that these Republicans let this jackass do whatever the F he want to.
Yes, sir. Doing whatever the heck he wants to do, and they allow him to do it. But they're stopping him on some things and stuff now. They did stop him from announcing that daggone healthcare thing that he wanted to announce. Why they did it, I have no idea. Because whatever he said, they're going to do it anyway. So why they stopped him, I have no idea. That didn't make any sense to me. But they did. They called the White House up and said, told him that he better not announce it, and they finally told him no. But did you know, Ted, that the ex-president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro or whatever he is, getting ready to serve a 27-year prison sentence
Tried to escape.
because he was convicted. So, like you just said, he tried to escape so he wouldn't serve anything. And the government found out about it and they caught his butt and everything and they got him off. So, yesterday, as the Donald was getting on the helicopter, they asked him about Balasar. He said, "Oh yeah, I know him. I talked about him. I talked to him the other day." They said, "You talked to him?" Yeah, I did.
And they asked him what he
He has no idea, man, what the heck he is doing, man. He is going. His mind is leaving us.
They told
This
him, he said he just got arrested. He said, what? Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
we we in trouble.
Because I guess he might have been on the deal to try to get him out of there.
I don't believe he even know who Balasar was when they first asked him. Oh my goodness.
When
Ted,
are these Republicans going to
it,
realize that this man don't give a shit about this country?
Ted, it is absolutely. Now, you spoke about those folks outside the country who are talking about us. We got people right inside of our country
Oh, yeah, ain't
who
no
is
question
acting a
about that.
goddamn, who acting up. I'm sorry, excuse my French people, I don't want to cuss, who acting a daggone fool. And it's
Yeah.
embarrassing to even see them. They had, and I ain't gonna ever watch Meet the Press no more as long as that woman is hosting that daggone show because she sat there and allowed Scott Bessett to lie on the show. He sat there and she said, "We have an inflation going on." And Scott Bessett stopped her and said, "No, no, 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 no. There's no inflation. At some point in time, Ted, somebody needs to stop that summer gun." And all of them who come on their daggone shows and stuff and say, you, and ask them, say, "You must think the American people are fools. That you're going to sit here and lie and say," and everybody know it's 4.2% inflation going on right now in this country. But he had to stop and say, and then had the gall to tell them, "Well, the if you want your interest to go down, just go to the red states, and you're gonna gain a 0.5%." And she sat there and let him say that. And what did he? What the hell are you talking about? He our Treasury Secretary, and then trying to blame Biden again. He's the Biden that did it. They don't worry him out. They don't worry Biden out. Well, Biden wouldn't have done this, but we doing everything we can. This country is doing great, but Biden didn't do nothing. Poor Joe, he, they just beat him. His they, they done had the gavel for 11 months, and they still blaming him for stuff. Man, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, people. But Ted, I can't look at that. Now that right there is embarrassing.
I stopped watching Meet the Press a couple of years ago, probably
That
about 3 or 4 years ago.
that is embarrassing. I'm telling you, Ted. Now that hurts me. That bothers me. To sit there and knowing that he is the Treasury Secretary of the Treasury and sit there and lie to the American people to their face and act like it's okay. And we supposed to
Well,
trust them.
BBC had a big time meeting with some of the executives. They fired 3 executives because of the transaction or articles and sayings that was done about Trump, because Trump suing them for $1 billion. They caving. They caving. I was trying to listen to them, but they were so convoluted in the things that trying to figure out, are you satisfied that you fired 3 people, and they was getting all into the weeds and what have you. But the main thing is that they're trying to show that they're trying to be some type of cordial with Trump. And BBC, they're going to have to go to court, bro, or pay that money because he's suing them. And they're going to have to pay up some money. This man is nothing but a grifter. Wherever anybody that comes against him that's got money, he's coming for you. But that's what he does. More power to him.
Some of these folks, Ted, need to get some balls about themselves and let that summer girl know. Anybody that stands up against him, that summer gun will back down. He will wimp out, put his tail between his butt, and walk away. Last Friday, and everybody knew this, when they invited the newly elected mayor of New York to the White House, everybody on all the news agency, oh, Trump gonna do this to him. He got a socialist coming to the White House. There's gonna be all kind of stuff going on. That man walked up into the White House and still told us, yeah, you a socialist too, and I'm gonna still do what I got to do. And he stood up to him, and Trump backed down. You got to stump to a bully. Most of these folks haven't. They're not seeing what's going on. If BBC, I'm sitting out there at BBC, I ain't find none of my people. I'm gonna still sit down and all right, get my lawyers together and stuff, and we gonna fight this son of a gun. He backed down from the Wall Street Journal, didn't
Yep.
he? He backed down. You ain't heard nothing about it. Real man stood up and said, I don't care. We gonna fight this stuff here. I'm ready for him. And we coming to get him. Because we gonna use our power to discovery. And Trump don't want us to be pulling all his stuff out. And he gonna have to give it to us. Ain't these people
Yep.
learn? All you gotta do is fight him. Stand up to him. He's a bully. Somehow and gone, he back over there in New York now and everything is fine. He's still a socialist. He still got his same ideas. And sat there in the White House and said that. But old Daddy Trump said, yeah, he gonna be a good mayor. Stand up to this man. That's what we got to do. Stand up to him. That's all the Republicans need to do. Stand up to him. That's why I tell you, I don't understand why MTG resigned. I don't
That's an
understand.
inside job. You know what she's trying to start. They can
I,
really start
I have no
America
idea
first.
what's going on, but I ain't no way in the world I
Well, I
would
can tell
agree.
you what's going on. They getting ready to start what they call America First. It's another. They're gonna drop mega and then get these people to join America First.
Hmm. Now, who is America first?
Well, America First is a saying that they want to use now, and then they want to use it as a political optic, just like they use MAGA, Make America Great Again. They're going to use America First because what they're saying is that this administration, this country, is not putting America first. They're more concerned about um, over there in Israel than they are about this country. And we are giving too much money to foreigners. I already said they didn't gave them in the last 40 years. They didn't gave 3 trillion away to foreign countries, and probably half of that was to Israel. So what they're playing is this is a scam. It's all a scam, but so they can get more money, and then they want to put America first. America first. We're not a. This is not a nationalist country. What we are is we are a democracy, and we're supposed to be united on democracy. And then you have representatives that's supposed to be doing the right thing, but they ain't doing shit.
But so you're telling me that they're forming a rift in the MAGA group right now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's been going on for a couple of weeks. That's why she dropped that. She don't give a shit about the MAGA no more. She gonna bring those people that like her. They're gonna come along and follow her, and she gonna get on a podcast and she gonna start preaching the MAGA first. Her, Fuentes, I talked about Fuentes and Tucker Carlson.
Whoa.
So they gonna be Tucker Carlson got what, I don't know how many millions of followers,
He
and
got he got a lot of
Fuentes
followers.
got a bunch of them, and so she get on the podcast. She gonna be making bank. I know she gonna get a couple of million. I don't think she got the chops though, bro. I don't think she got the chops or the intellect. She's a one pony. You gotta be you gotta be committed to your racism, or you gotta have Tucker Carlson, man. He know how to communicate, persuade, and put his bullshit out there, you know, to a large degree because he's been around for 40 years. He ain't no joke.
Mm. Well,
Fuentes,
this the first I heard of that.
Fuentes is a Mexican. He is
Who?
not a Watts.
Who?
And those white folks are not going to accept him.
Who? Who we talking about now?
You don't know who Fuentes is?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, please, bruh. See, this is what I'm talking about here. See, this dude, he is a white nationalist who looks white. His family is his dad or his mom, one of the two, was Spanish, and then his dad or his mom was Mexican. So he's mixed, and he looks similar to white, but you can tell. And then they tell me, at least what I heard, that his sister has all the aurora of Mexican, and she even married or go with a Mexican guy. He's Mexican. They're not going to accept that boy. They like what he's saying. He has a group called the Gripers or something like that. You ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, please. They big. You know, you ever heard of Turning Point?
Yep, our turning point.
All right. Well, they have a problem with Turning Point. They used to go in and disrupt their meetings because they have a meeting once a month, seem like, Turning Point, and so they go in there and they commit all kind of whatever. They all supposed to be conservative white wing, but their big thing is they are against the Jewish people and they're against black people. Those are two major groups they're against, and they call themselves the grippers. That's been around for a long time, bro. That was
No,
even.
man, Ted, I do not follow those conservative right wing folks and stuff and everything. I'm usually
Well, I
following
like to
my
look at
people.
all sides of the table, every little nick and corner of the table. Keep up with it. I don't put it in my brain, but at least I know what's going on and what the flavor is and what the spirit is. Because, like I
Oh,
say,
okay. So Turning Point was the what was founded by Charlie Kirk.
yeah, yeah, with the help of a billionaire.
Hmm.
There's a lot of stuff going on, bro.
It is. I'm just that because I don't watch all them summer guys. I watch my folks and stuff and everything. They're progressive people and see what they doing. I don't really concentrate on a lot of those
Well, our folks ain't
racist
doing a damn
right
thing.
right wing folks.
Our folks ain't doing a damn thing. Only people that's doing something is Jasmine Crockett. Ain't nobody else doing shit.
Hmm. So now that Charlie Kirk is gone, now who was taking over that
Well,
spot?
that's who they trying to find out. They're looking for leadership. Now, uh, JD Vance had, he does, Charlie Kirk on Turning Point has a podcast. JD Vance, he was he took over that for about I don't know, a few days, and then they bring other guest people in there, and then his wife does some shows now too. So, and and he had millions of followers, in Turning Point, and plus he got these groups of people because he had like 600 people that they was paying salaries to, bro. He's huge, man. Turning Point is huge because they went all over the country to these colleges, and at least 3 to 5 thousand people show up or more.
Hmm.
That's why I say, all of these little different uh, groups that's out there, they are programming people's minds to bring division about whether it's against blacks, Jewish people, Latino people, or whatever, you know. And this is the thing. So it's a mess, bro. It's a mess in this country, and all of them grifters though, because all they're doing is looking for clicks and giggles to make money. And
Hmm.
then what they do is they're taking the same playbook from Russ Limbaugh. They have their own little merch, and they selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise and all that kind of stuff, and people buy it because they support certain groups of people. So people are just like, I guess the lack of a better word, sheep. They're just followers. They don't have their own mind. They got to belong to something. You know, I'm not trying to have no followers or people to follow me and like this and that. I'm just putting out my opinion. I look at myself as a part. I'm sort of like a semi philosopher, prophet, and ministry. This is my ministry. You know, but I ain't trying to have no whole bunch of people following me. You can pick, I'm picking, I'm saying what I say, and you can listen to what I say, and then you can do your own research, and then And if you like me, you like me. I'm like you. If you like me, you like me. You don't, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. I don't care. But the point is, I do care about this country and the future of this country. Individually, we can all make it if you desire to do that.
Final
It's not
word,
that
brother.
hard in America.
Final word. Final word. We at the end
I'm going
here.
to just say it's not that hard in America. That's my final word. Hey, there's money to be made out there.
There's a lot
If
of money
that's
to be
your
made.
issue, it's money to be made. I ain't talking about stealing neither. Like I said, you can get more money begging than you can stealing. Because a lot of these people, all they doing is begging. They ain't producing shit. They just begging. Buy my merchandise. Listen to my programs. Click on and subscribe. It's only $4.99 a month. Ain't nothing wrong with that though. Ain't a thing wrong with it. I'm not knocking it because the TV people have been doing it for years.
uh, a lot of years. And if those folks don't watch out, they're going to become irrelevant here. Network news is going to become irrelevant. Other than Fox, I don't think any other one's going to survive past these podcasters. There's too many of them out there. Too many of them out there that people can get news
Thousands,
from.
man, thousands.
Yeah, I'm saying, and I don't believe that a lot of these podcasters and stuff got more followers and people who are dealing with them than the regular news people and stuff on ABC.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So that's what I'm saying. There's some of these folks and stuff out there who got their little NBC network shows and
And let
stuff
the
going
truth
on.
be told, these news people now start talking about what the podcasters are saying.
Right.
They ain't even got news people out there doing news. They talking about the podcasters.
Hey, and because they're becoming more relevant. They are becoming more relevant. And I believe and solely believe that Joy Reid, that they ran her out of there and stuff and everything, that was the best thing in the world for her because she got her own stuff going on now. Oh, and MSNBC is what? MS Now, they call them now?
Yeah.
MS Now. I'm going to have to check them out and find out why they changed that name. MS Now. They must know something getting ready to happen because I didn't think that they were going to do that. MS Now. Anyway, people, we shall see you guys and stuff tomorrow. And you folks and stuff who are going out and to your people's homes and stuff for Thanksgiving, and you won't be able to see the show. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, Ted, it's going to be a sad Thanksgiving, brother. I'm telling you, a sad one, I think. But I'm going to have to enjoy myself.
I